Hey, welcome back. So it's gonna be a short video. Today we're gonna do a headlight restoration on my Honda CR-V. I've used multiple different restoration kits before. The turtle wax one also works well, but requires more elbow grease, and it's not the best. Ease of use and outcome, what I like to use is the Cerakote headlight restoration kit. So I had an issue with mine. I kind of did the other side or the other headlight already, but the final step had it's like dried clear coat. Maybe there's a hole, or I don't know if it was mispackaged or whatever, but I just ran to Walmart to get another kit and then return this one. Anyways, so word of advice: when you have this pack before it's open, this is step 3. When you feel it and then you hear, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but you hear like the crunchy stuff on the inside. That's because it's all the crystallization from the dried product. So don't start and return. Anyways, so step 1 is a oxidation remover. This is this chemical in some gauze that you need to apply in a circular motion on your headlights. It comes with 8. It's 4 per. Use all 4. My headlights aren't crazy oxidized, but this is now what I'm doing now. Step 2 is sanding. This is going to be in straight lines, either up or down, left or right. You have the red pad, which is a 2000 grit, and you have a gray pad, which is 3000 grit. And use water while you're doing that. It's fairly simple, and I'll show you, but it's not difficult. And then at the end, step 3, it smells like ammonia, but it's a type of chemical. It's a clear coat with another cloth, and you just kind of coat overlapping 50%. Take it along for the ride. That's all you really need. I would strongly suggest you tape off the painted areas around your headlights so you don't damage your vehicle. And any spray bottle, I have a pump where I don't have to keep spraying, but I don't want to dig it out, so I'm using this one. It's just regular ass water, and that's it. Okay, let's get started. All right, hopefully the music's not too loud, but I enjoy my music. Maybe that's a little loud. That's a little too low. Okay, so word of advice is don't just tape on the outside. If you can, try to get the tape to like tuck behind, so it's tucked underneath, and ensuring that you have absolutely no chance of sandpaper touching your paint. Okay, so it says to use soap and wash your headlights. I'm not gonna do that. That's just me. I'm just gonna use water. Only reason I'm not using soap and water is because I washed the car recently, so there's no point. Well, I believe there's no point. Alright, so here's what the headlights look like. They're not like really super bad, but it's enough to bother me and hinder my headlight lumen output. And this is my girl's car, so I want to make sure she has the safest environment, especially with our daughter. Okay, anyways, so there's 4 of these strips, or 4 of these packs. Remember, step 1, make sure it's dry. When you open it up, this looks like this. And this is kind of fragile gauze too. I think it's just to make sure it's holding a lot of material. And from here, you just apply in circular motion. So when I get done with the section, so it's kind of, that's the oxidation. I'll use the back of my hand and then make sure it's more of a flat surface. See, it's already falling apart, and then flip it over for the remaining areas. It kind of falls apart, but it's all dark. That's all the oxidation. Move on to number 2. So when it says apply in circular motion, it doesn't mean do big ass sweeping circles. You're doing it in circular motion because you're trying to get this product into all the nooks and crannies. If you do it in a big wide circle, for example, if I draw a circle like this, that just means I'm just going like a vertical swipe and a horizontal swipe. But if I do it in smaller circles, now each area is meeting all 4 directions of application, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. If it doesn't, whatever. If you drop it, don't use it. There's gonna be dirt and shit on it. You don't even know it's there. But I'm towards the end anyways. If you try to open this up to flip it around, it doesn't really work that well. So just chalk it up. Move my phone. Okay, now that that's done, get you a clean-ish towel. Start from the top and rinse off. Keep track of your towel. So now I know this side and this side has been used. So now I flip over. All I have to worry about is this being water. So this is clean and this is clean. I'm gonna place this aside so it doesn't get dirty. So that initial oxidized remover kind of leaves like a haze. I don't know if you guys can see with this fancy schmancy GoPro. So a small haze. And now you go on to step 2, which is a 2000 grit sandpaper with the applicator. This all comes with the kit. So make sure you wet well. And then for the sandpaper, you go in straight lines. So what I do, or it says 2 to 3 minutes, whatever. Go back and forth and then go up and down, and then I go back and forth one more time. Remember, the 2 to 3 minutes doesn't mean the entire headlight. 2 to 3 minutes means sanding at that location. So for example, if I'm going like this, I need to do this for 2 to 3 minutes for it to count as a 2 to 3 minute sanding. I can't just go like this and go around once and then end up using up 2 minutes and say, oh, I'm done. That's why some of these reviews online are like, I don't know, people are fucking stupid. Or they don't understand what it's supposed to be done. So I start from the top. You'll start to see a slurry kind of build up. It should be kind of smooth and slick when you first, after your first initial start. So in sections again, not a lot of pressure, just enough for it to start to glide, and then you'll feel it kind of smooth up. So get rid of the slurry. So here's a trick. When you have a curved surface, instead of trying to ride your palm to match the curvature, apply pressure to both sides here. So it'll rock automatically by itself, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. So I don't have to sit there and try to match the grain and apply excessive pressure. Adding pressure on the outsides as like a pivot point or fulcrum, I'm not even moving my wrist, and automatically it's just going up and down, matching the curve. Okay, 2000's done. Rinse off. Remove 2000, discard. Stick on 3000. So there's different ways to do it, but for me, this is pretty accurate to this size. So as long as I kind of put the corner in and only put the corner in, and then I can start looking at the sides to align and pivot to make sure none of the black is being seen. So if I align here and then these two corners, that would mean everything else would also align. So if you look around, you'll see an even amount all around. So same thing, this is finer grit. So you start to notice there's like less and less slurry because there's a smoother surface and not as much material is coming off. All right, so this is done. Removed, discarded. Rinse off. Start to dry off. Now we know this side was used and this side was used. Now we flip this. We have 4 more sides to use. This part's important. You have to make sure this is completely dry, no moisture, before you add the final. So don't try to save this stuff. It's so cheap. Like, once you're done with it, get rid of it and then pull out a new one. For me, I have a membership to a car wash that gives this every single time, and it's like unlimited for 30 or 35 a month or whatever. I usually go like twice a week, so these towels kind of stock up. Okay, so it looks like this. It's a little bit of a haze. Surface is, let's get you in close for this last part. Okay, so remove your gloves, or remove regular gloves, and then put on the vinyl clear ones. The chemical for the clear coat has a solvent in it, so if you have rubber gloves, it's possible the gloves won't survive the chemical. So this is vinyl, which for sure will resist the chemical. It's just my hands are a little moist from the gloves I was wearing. Anyways. Okay, so again, make sure when you remove this, or step 3, ensure you don't hear any. The wrapper crunching is one thing, but inside there's nothing that's crunchy on the inside. Anyways. Okay, so confirm everything is completely dry. This is the most important part. So you have your clear coat. I fold. You're only supposed to do one pass, and with 50% overlap. So I do this, and then I rotate it around and keep going with 50% coverage. So for me, in case I missed any little spots here, I do one last pass right down the bottom. This is where most of the oxidation is anyways. Yeah, see, I missed that corner. Okay. So resist the urge of applying more. You'll actually end up doing worse, because the solvent, it kind of dries on the surface kind of quick. It flashes before it fully cures. When you do it once and it flashes, it kind of skins over, right? But if you apply again before or after it dries, now you'll cause like ripples, and it's not good. So once you do it, leave it. Like, that's it. That's what you got. Anyways, now you leave it alone for an hour. So I don't know if you remember the before, but that's the after. Let's do this. So this is the other side. That's pretty much done as well. The oxidation was a little worse on that side. That's why I did that side first, because it was going to take a little bit more work and scrubbing to kind of get it off. Yep. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's all you really need to do. And then from there, leave it for like an hour before you either drive or do a car wash or whatever. We're about to go on a road trip for the holidays, so I wanted to make sure we have good headlights, make sure everything's bright, clean. I'm about to check all the fluids, and that's it. Be done. Be good and be done. I'm gonna save you the bore of waiting an hour and removing the tape. You kind of already see the outcome. I'll put in some stills of before and after. That's it. Okay, thanks for watching.